We're celebrating Jaws' 50th anniversary at a shark convention. Let's go check it out.
It is fit check time.
This is my SharkCon fit. I have my deep blue ocean colored shirt, my ocean seaweed green shorts, and then I have my earrings that represent the blood that is drawn when people are attacked by the sharks. And then I have my shark bag that I can conveniently store items in. And last but not least, my outfit accessory is my Jaws sipper that has nothing in it. It's just purely for decoration. Hold on, I gotta get my camera out.
I bought this in Japan at Uniqlo and it was on sale, but it is the original poster for Jaws, which is on theme for the 50th anniversary.
So we visited the information booth here at SharkCon and we got a treasure map. And we're gonna be visiting all of the conservation booths in the exhibition hall and completing an activity. And then at the end, we'll get some treasure. So let's go see what those activities and treasure are. So we picked up this USA Today from the FIU booth. It's for the 50th anniversary with a cool photo of them filming the Jaws movie. SharkCon has several different elements, several different types of activities you can do. There's a ton of vendors in here that are selling various ocean and shark related merchandise. There's hot tubs, so that's cool. There's meet and greets with some of the cast from the Jaws movies. Those are paid. You reserve them in advance, so we won't be doing those today, but you can still walk by and see some of the cast, so that's cool.
The big one this year is Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. He's here a lot of the time, like a lot of years. I think he's in attendance to SharkCon, so it's pretty cool. There are several presentations throughout the day. Some of them are more science related and some of them are related to the Jaws movies. So we just did one session, learned a lot of cool things about shark cameras and tagging and stuff.
And we're gonna insert the footage here.
In the world. So rather than thinking about it through the eyes of the people that had an incident, we were really trying to look at why the sharks were there, how they're behaving, and you can never get really in the mind of a shark to ask why it did what it did. But we have all kinds of new technologies out there to try to study these sharks. And what Yanni and I are going to talk about a little bit today is some of those technologies. And during this show, one of the technologies that we use isn't really super high tech. It's a big slab of jello. And the reason that we use this gel is we're trying to do forensic investigations. And in my case, I'm really interested in trying to understand interactions between sharks and dolphins. And so we want to know what sharks are attacking dolphins, how big they are. And so we do things like this. We make that gel pad that's about the consistency of dolphin blubber and muscle, and then we get different shark species to bite it. Would you rate that as a power bite or not so much? Yeah, not so much. Silky shark doesn't really need it. They're eating fish and squid, so they just need to be able to hold on to something slippery. You saw Candace Fields, another one of the investigation shark attack crew. One of the things that she uses are baited cameras on the bottom. But another technology you'll see in a lot of Shark Fest shows that Yanni's going to talk more about are these cameras that we put on tiger sharks and other species. This is a tiger shark in Western Australia, showing that beautiful crystal clear water that we worked in for years. not so much. If you go by the booth, you can see some of the old camera tags we use now because everybody wants small cell phones. These tags have gotten a lot more advanced and smaller. But with a tiger shark, though, that's a species we can catch on lines pretty easily. We bring them next to the boat, we let them go, and believe me, they go back to doing what they were doing immediately. In fact, if you left the bait in the water, they'd circle back around and go bite the hook again. But there are species out there that are very, very fragile that we want to do our best to not catch or to handle if we really want to learn about their behavior. And one of those is hammerhead sharks. For a show once, I thought I had really come up with a wonderful idea that why don't we just go down and put a camera on by hand. Now, luckily these shows are 50 minutes, so they don't have time to show the 432 attempts I made, where the shark swam by me and laughed at me as I did not get the camera on. But if you try long enough, eventually you can have something go right. You can tell from the celebration it was on the first try. You know, and I thought that this was pretty impressive. We managed to figure this out. And then I talked to someone else. And he said, yeah, nice try. Why don't you use something like a pole? It's a lot easier. This is the first attempt Yanni made on a bull shark.
Oh my God. Oh.
The total dive time on that attempt, which you can see in bull shark versus hammerhead on Shark Fest, I think it was a bottom time of like 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Look, I didn't even get time to take pictures because Yanni got it on so fast. And so, without further ado, the real main event before the panel, Yanni's going to talk more about some of the techniques he uses for studying sharks.
And one of the things we try to study when we're investigating sharks is their behavior. And as you can imagine, one of the ways we do that is to go in and observe them. There's a problem with that, and that is that anytime you're in the water with a shark, you are changing its behavior. Doesn't matter how good a diver you are, to a certain degree you're going to change the behavior, and you don't know what you're actually seeing, how realistic that actually is. So let's just talk about two methods that Mike has also brought up that we can use to try to minimize how we study the behavior or minimize our interaction with sharks as we study their behavior. And one is by changing the ways we dive. Now, any of you that dive, you probably do what's known as open circuit diving, and that is when you exhale your bubbles. And those bubbles are really noisy, and it's also inefficient because when you exhale, you have lots of oxygen that's still in your lungs, and you're basically wasting it. So this is what we call a closed circuit rebreather, where instead of exhaling, you're just basically recirculating that gas, so there's no bubbles, and it's very, very efficient. So you're basically using that oxygen, and you can stay underwater for a long period of time. This is a really old rebreather. This was my first rebreather dive 25 years ago, so the units have gotten much, much smaller since then. And basically, this allows us to kind of get up closer to these animals and interact with them less. So here, this is a dive we were doing off of Jupiter. I'm on a rebreather. Mike's one of the open circuit divers there that you're going to see in a moment, and you can see all the gas bubbles they're producing. And I'll tell you, once you actually start diving rebreathers, you realize how noisy diving is. Like, I can hear open circuit divers when they're coming because they're actually making a lot of noise, and the sharks can hear that as well. Applicus of schooling hammerhead sharks.
Wow.
And you can dive and see schooling hammerhead sharks with open circuit. The difference is that they just come much closer. So in this dive, for example, I was just hunkered down on the rocks. It's a very strong current, and these hammerheads would come almost over on top of us. They would finally realize I was there when they were just above my head, and then they kind of get startled because they were shocked, but they didn't realize that I was kind of hiding in the rocks. So we can use this to kind of study these animals more closely. This is some footage from Whakarava in French Polynesia at night. So we're again all diving with rebreathers. These are grey reef sharks. There's no bait in the water. What you're actually seeing here is 300 or so grey reefs that are naturally hunting at night. They are tearing up the reef. And because we are on these rebreathers, you can actually hear them breaking up the coral. I mean, they really are smashing the place up. And this happens every single night. One of the most spectacular things I've ever seen has been this sort of hunting behavior of reef sharks at night. Camera on the grey reef shark. This is Whakarava. This is a female grey reef shark who started to film mating. So what you're seeing here is a male shark following another female. Our female camerawoman, she's filming the whole thing. And I was kind of surprised by this because mating in sharks involves lots of males and sometimes one female. So I was surprised to see a female sort of filming the whole thing, but she's there, she's keeping up with them. And what you'll see is you can see this male being very close to the female, and then as she starts to progress through the channel, she basically starts to pick up males along the way. So she's probably putting out pheromones, and you can see some of the males who are going to start following her suddenly change direction, like they've basically picked up this chemical signal. So she's going along. At the moment there's still just one male. You're going to see another male start to join in a moment. So I think it's this guy. So he's suddenly picked up on it as well. He starts to follow along. And this just keeps on going on. And again, I was amazed that a human camera operator would probably never be able to have gotten this footage. But our shark was able to get this, and now you have multiple males. And then what's going to happen is that one of the males is going to try to bite hold of a female and turn her over so that he can mate with her. And right at that point, our camera operator shark decided it was getting too R-rated, and then she stopped and she'll turn away. So you can see she's just about, one of the males is just about to go in for the bite. And I was like, I can't believe this, I'm going to get the whole event on camera. And then she was like, no, that's enough. And then she turned away. And we didn't
Hold the shot! Hold the shot!
It was like 10 seconds more. But anyway.
Okay, I got interrupted by the loudspeaker before, but I was saying for the things that you can do here, there's also live animals, there's some birds, there's fish, there's dogs walking around that need to be adopted, there's some huge snakes. Yeah, there's a ton of different things to do here, not necessarily shark related, but generally ocean themed.
And one of the main factors, one of the main polls, for me at least, is National Geographic sponsored this event. And this pairs with Shark Week. There's a lot of different shows that they're promoting here too.
And there's people here from those shows as well that are like the researchers that are on the shows and stuff. So yeah, really, really cool, collection of things to do and see. And we're gonna keep walking around and find all the cool stuff. So this is a barn owl, and I didn't think it was real at first. It's so still, and it moved its head. It looked like an animatronic. And then this adorably tiny owl is a screech owl, and its name is Furby. I don't know why it was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Your little hermit crab coming up to you.
Oh, little Hermie. Gonna identify some sharks. This one, it has a flat head. Let's see. Ooh, look at his teeth. And no dorsal ridge. I don't think. I think this one's a. Let's see. I think this one's a bonnet head. That's my prediction. So this is an Atlantic shark nose. We just identified it. But Brian was correct in saying that on the Jaws poster, it is not, in fact, a great white. It is a shark. We haven't seen a mix with shark yet. This is a bigger guy.
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
sharply rounded snout. They said it's hard to see the thing called the Z line. I'm gonna say it's not present, but we'll ask an expert when they're back. Identical upper and lower teeth. Now I can't be 100% sure, but I don't think this one's a shark. Oh my gosh.
Now here in Florida, we not only ride gators, but we also ride sharks too. And my goal is to ride it for 10 seconds.
Will he survive 10 seconds? Let's see. Okay, okay. Look at this shark. Whee! Whee! Oh no!
Okay, so we just finished up our day here at SharkCon.
Ooh, haha.
And we spent several hours here.
But it was we got here like 11 and now it's like a little after 4. It was a definitely comfortable amount of time.
And there's a lot of interactive things to do, both shark related and marine related.
Or just, I mean, there were owls. There was a place for a monkey sanctuary.
Yeah.
Lots of animal things.
And that treasure hunt was really, really fun because it showed us like all the conservation, especially in the Gulf side of Florida.
Yeah.
And Aubrey wanted to showcase some of our haul that were shark related.
We bought some things. One item is this cute little pouch that's a whale shark, and it has a clip and a zipper. And inside of the whale shark, I forgot I got this. This isn't shark related, but this is a little Kleenex holder, and I thought it was so cute. And it has axolotls on it, so I got that. And then, yes, shark related, we got this awesome koozie cup holder situation.
It's 3D printed and it changes colors. It was the last one.
It was, and it was only $10. So we got that. We got, well, it's wrapped up, but a shark bath bomb that bleeds when you put it in the bath.
We also got a whale shark beach towel.
And this is like, it's like the sand cloud brand material, but this is called Sun Drunk.
And it was $36.
It was $36.
And it's big. What's the dimension on it?
37 inches by 68. Good haul. Good haul, I think.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, I think that this is like a fun Saturday activity if you're in the Tampa area, and it helps you learn a lot about the conservation efforts in the area, as well as, you know, tying it into Jaws. You get the cast interactions and stuff, if that's what you're after. Again, surprising number of animals in there, super cool, and tons of really cool merch items to buy. And there was food in there too. We didn't eat, but you know, there were 2 places that you could have gotten some food if you wanted to. And there was even one of the booths was like poke bowls and stuff.
Yeah.
Super fun experience. Would come back again and learned a lot.
And shout out to Jen and Lynn for getting us in today. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more, click that subscribe button, that bell notification, and we hope to see you in the next one.